awarding contract to DC Burback, the amount of $11,981.70 for the installation of concrete sidewalk and easement from West Forest Hill Avenue to a Franklin High School drive. Mr. Romeis, I think at the last meeting, Alderman Olson may have asked City Attorney Bennett where the funds were coming from for this. I thought the answer was contingency funds.
I checked with Mr. Patterson, and there is a fund in the budget that states it is a capital improvement fund earmarked for smaller projects such as this. Presently, the balance in that is $25,000. That would cover fronting the $12,000 and then getting reimbursed from the school district. Funds are available through a limited, small range capital improvement fund.
And how much money is in there normally?
Presently, there's 25. I don't think it's been used this year.
Do you know what the account number is?
Sure. I'm going to give you this. It's the first digits give you the clue on the capital improvement.
My question is, was this included in the 2011 City of Franklin Common Council budget?
No, sir.
Okay. All right. Alderman Olson?
I'm going to do this quick. So just to recap, a guy comes to the Public Works Department and says, I want you guys to help me out with this easement on a path in my yard. I'm going to put it down as gravel. You guys supply the gravel. Being helpful, we say, no, not good enough. You don't want stones in your grass. You won't be able to retain it. You really ought to have concrete. We'll pay for it. So the way we really ought to approve this is approve it contingent on the funds coming from the operating budget of the engineering department. That way, the guys that got us into it get us out of it.
Who else? Alderman.
And by the way, Ron's a heck of a nice guy. He's just doing it to help. But this help got us what's better than that.
Alderman Skronsky, agenda.
Just so I'm clear on this too, this is private property, right?
No.
City easement.
Okay, all right, I'll go on behalf of another question.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I'll ask her again. I'm waiting.
Mr. Roman.
But understand that little stone path you're talking about, the material suggested to be used by Mr. Cool, who is knowledgeable in the field, is approximately $3,000 worth of materials, okay? Now, he offered up the equipment and the labor. I talked to Mr. Cool today. He couldn't make the meeting. It's one of his daughters' birthday thing. So we're assuming that he's still, offering labor and equipment, that people, the volunteers he was counting on, are still going to be available. Not sure, but nonetheless, I'm saying we got a $3,000 investment in stone, and that only gets you through his property. This gets you all the way to a connection to another paved surface. Okay, the school district does not look real favorably on the stone concept because of maintenance. It is a real consideration.
Okay. Alderman Olson?
Well, I appreciate all that. The school district wasn't involved with the original request to the Board of Public Works. It was just to control the kids walking through his yard so that they walk in one spot. That's all Matt wanted. He didn't care what happened to them once they got to the school district property. So all I'm saying is, we're being nice folks, and we're fixing a problem that's cost us more money because we're fixing the problem. It would have been easier. You have a budget for gravel and stone in the budget, right? Discretionary. This could have happened. I mean, Jerry could have sent a guy over there with a bobcat to do a little scraping too, because he wouldn't need a right of entry because it's city property. We could have helped him out real nice, but instead we got engineering on it. I talked to Mr. Cool today, and yes, his daughter's having a birthday party, and Matt, you should be there. He and I are going to have a beer in 6 years when he petitions the county council to rip it out when his kids are gone. Just like what happened a couple of years ago when the original sidewalk was put in.
That's right.
I don't believe, Ron, that he's gonna help on this at all, especially since we're gonna contract with Burbach to do it. So, you know, there's some loose ends
Well,
here.
Mr. Rollins?
Sure, several items. The price you have before you, the $11,981, does not include any work by Mr. Cool.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Okay. The other thing is that the gravel stone was recommended after giving consideration, not recommended, gone to concrete for maintainability, permanency. You know, those are huge issues. You don't want to come back and have to go through this again, rip out the stone and put concrete in. So this has been thought out as a permanent and proper way to deal with this. Mr. Cool is promoted and leaves. Now the new neighbor comes in and they inherit a gravel, and they hate it, right? Because the stone blows up into the lawn. Concrete will not.
All I'm gonna say is, this is the second sidewalk school.
Alderman Skronsky, Alderman Schmidt, Alderman Wilhelm.
As we have a sidewalk that goes to nowhere, and now the other half of these people is the school board. Are they accepting that from their property line going north? And they are part of this equation.
Alderman,
I'm asking you again.
I think the answer is included in the packet.
All right.
And that the school board is,
Leave it on the record.
well, for the record, so that the school district is willing to share 40% of these costs. And that I believe this did go to the school
In the
board.
analysis, Dr. Patz has given us a written endorsement. There is a difference between the school district and the school board. Dr. Patz explained that they do have a discretionary fund for the school district to work on minor projects like this because they can't run every little thing in front of the school board. It's not like they're questioning whether or not they're gonna take a book off the shelves in the library. And Dr. Patz said, should the city find the means to do its portion of the project, the school district will commit to the project according to the quote amounts. I spoke to Mr. Cool today also. I had calls from residents that live along Forest Hill. They were concerned that this project was going to fall through because they had heard it got tabled a month ago. Everybody in the neighborhood is in favor of this because they think it's not only a shortcut, it's a safety feature because it's right on the bend, and if the students have to continue walking all the way around the bend, and they're going out to 51st Street, and it's a longer path down a busy road.
That's why you built
I asked
it.
Mr. Poole today, I said, did you notice that there was traffic last Friday when they had the football game? He says, yes, there were a lot of parents there. And he says, parents are gonna park along there because the freshman and junior varsity teams practice on that adjacent field right across the pathway there. So there's a multiple use. It's a safety feature and as well as a convenience for everyone.
No, it's not.
I don't know. We're talking about, the city spending $7,000 on this, and seems like a rather small expenditure compared to some of the other things that we spend millions of dollars on.
Alderman Wilhelm?